Hello everyone, my name is Vihasu Hasbat and I'm currently studying in Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering. Today we're going to talk about a case study on agile development practices. We're going to cover the impact of agile methodologies on project outcomes through real world examples and matrices. So first of all, let's understand what agile development is, what are its key principles and what are its importances. First of all, agile development basically is a combination of iterative and incremental approach to building a project. So this allows the teams to adapt to changes quickly and improve software continuously. Next, the basis of agile development is collaboration and feedback. So, agile development is pushing people to get constant feedback on their project and get as much as collaboration possible between all fields of work. Next is rapid releases. So, Agile focuses on delivering small but rapid releases of software, which helps the teams to respond to customers more efficiently and also helps the customers to give reviews more efficiently and in proper timelines. Next is flexibility and continuous improvement. So, key principles include flexibility to adapt to changes and a commitment to continuous improvement, enhancing the overall project quality. So, one of the few things that Agile development focuses on is continuous feedback. And because of continuous feedback, you have a huge scope for improvement. As you're giving iterative processes, as you're going through incremental processes, you're going to be releasing a different version of your software every few days. And this process of getting feedbacks is going to help you to improve your software so much better. That basically means you're flexible enough to be performing better and improving your software from time to time. Next, we're going to see some agile methodologies. So, the very popular agile methodologies like Scrum, Kanban, and Extreme Programming. These provide frameworks for implementing the agile practices efficiently. Next is responsiveness to change. So, agile practices enhances responsiveness to changes in project requirements, enabling teams to pivot swiftly and efficiently. Next, we see team collaboration. Like I said, this is one of the bases of agile development. So, it promotes the team to collaborate and communicate, fostering a productive environment that leads to better project outcomes. Teams in agile development are usually consisting of people, individuals who are actually focused and determined to reach the goals and are all fast paced. Next is faster delivery of quality software. So, result in faster delivery of high quality software solutions that meet customer expectations and market demands are the result or the outcome that agile development focuses on. Next, we're going to see a small case study. So, I'm not going to name a company, but this we'll take it as XYZ Corporation. So, we are going to see what the background was, what their objective was, how they came to the conclusion of using agile development, and who were the key stakeholders in it. The first is the background. So this company was facing a lot of delays in their, software releases. Their client was very dissatisfied due to the rigid fire or the waterfall project that they had been using. So they needed to promote more flexible methodologies. So their objective was to find out or evaluate how agile practices will positively influence their project delivery times and overall client satisfaction. The scope of their research was to concentrate on what the pivotal moments where the software project or of the software project and the pivotal places where improving customer relation management could be made. Next was highlighting agile approaches effectiveness. So, first of all, the key stakeholders had to be found out. So, identifying exactly who and all were involved in this project, who were the end users of the project, who would benefit from these projects, that was very important. Next, we're going to see how we identify the main issues. So, the first few issues that was identified was first of all, slow response to change. So, any changes in requirements, any changes or updates in requirements was met very slowly by the company people. So, the waterfall model was very rigid and it was very hard to adapt to any changes using this model. Next was communication gaps. Because there was only a limited time period to gather your requirements and to manage those and fund those, and there was no other communication between different stages in the waterfall model, there was a lot of communication gaps between the stakeholders and the developers. Next, we see is quality concerns. Next, because testing was conducted so later on in the process, few errors that might have been accumulated from the start would get too hard to resolve and too complicated and maybe even too costly to resolve. Next was low stakeholder satisfaction because the clients or your stakeholders were not involved throughout the process of developing the software. It's very natural for them to not trust the process, to not know what's going on with the collaboration, and for having low satisfaction rates. Next, we're going to see how the process of agile implementation is done. So the first month is the transition kickoff. So moving from a rigid waterfall model to a very upcoming and lively agile process is a is going to be a transition. Like it's going to take a period of time. So that's the first month where you're going to understand what agile process is, and you're going to figure out how you can implement it. Next is training. So once you know that you're going to use agile model, you got to train all your developers, all your collaborations, all your collaborators in this process. So you have to train them with agile principles, ensuring that they know what agile implementation is, what agile development is. Next is team structure. Agile development focuses on having focused individuals in your teams, ensuring that everyone is good at something, everyone has a role to play, everyone knows what role they're playing. So third month is going to be focused on team structuring. Next is month four, where you're going to figure out how what the new tools and technologies are, how you can adapt to them, how you can adapt to project management tools like Jira and Trello, how you can enhance your overall project management using new and upcoming technologies. Next, we'll look at the timeline of agile implementation. So, month one, we're going to see training and team formation. In the first month, teams underwent comprehensive agile training to understand the methodology and fostering a foundation knowledge crucial for successful implementation. Of course, you have to first train your team in how to do it and what to do. Next, in month two, you see the first agile sprint initiated. Now, an agile sprint consists of four parts. First is gathering requirements, coming up with a plan of how you're going to put those requirements into play. Next is developing your software, and the fourth one is review. Now, this is what is most important. This entire four processes in an agile sprint happen in exactly 2 weeks time cycle. So every 2 week you're producing a new sprint, you're producing a new version of your software with better understanding of your stakeholders requirements, with better inputs from them as well. Next, in month three, you're going to do the first sprint review. Like I said, after the 2 week cycle, 2 to 3 week cycle of creating your software and being able to produce a prototype of it, being able to give out a version of that software, you got to get your reviews and retrospectives, right? So you're going to take this and give it to your stakeholders, figure out what more they want or what they did not like, what they liked, figure out which places you can improve on, and which parts of the project you can build upon, and go back through your initiatives again. So these sprints are going to keep on coming out, keep on moving forward till you actually get the final product out. Even after you get your final product out, you're going to have to think about how you can keep maintaining that product. Next is crucial decisions during implementation, as you can see here. So, critical decisions during implementation, like key decisions and turning points. First of all, is to choose the right methodology. Okay, the team opted for Scrum due to its structural framework and emphasis on iterative progresses, allowing flexibility and adaptability through the project. You can also go with express programming. This basically means you're programming on fast pace, making sure that everything is reached on time. Next is stakeholder involvement. Regularly involving a stakeholder in print reviews ensure that their needs and expectations were consistently met. Also, if there was any change in those requirements and needs, you knew it beforehand because you're talking with them constantly. There is a constant communication between the stakeholder and the developer. Next is prioritizing of features. So by focusing on delivering high value features first, that is, you know what your stakeholder wants, but you also need to figure out what their priorities are, which of those features do they actually look forward to, and which of those features are just add-ons that they hope they have. Okay, so by prioritizing those features based on direct customer feedback, the team was able to maximize impact and ensure user satisfaction. Next, we're going to see the impact of agile practices on project outcomes. The first was delivery week speed. With waterfall model, it took a minimum of 6 weeks and a maximum would be forever. With agile practice, the maximum amount it took was 4 weeks. Next, the bug rate. Finding out the bugs per release in agile is very less compared to number of bugs you would find out when you're checking or testing your waterfall model. Next, we're going to look at customer satisfaction. So, in customer satisfaction with waterfall model was just 65%. The customer was not as satisfied because changes made or changes in requirements at the later stage could not be met. Same, whereas the customer satisfaction was at 85% with agile process because changes even in the later stages were accepted and were implemented in their iterative processes. Next, we're going to see the key takeaways from the case study. So, understanding the impact of agile methodologies. First of all, we see that the flexibility is crucial. You need to be able to make changes at any point of execution of your software. You have to be able to say, yes, I'm going to do this to your stakeholder, even though he's asking for crucial changes at the end of your timeline. Next is team collaboration. So, as we saw from Agile methodology, you can clearly see it saying having collaborations, making sure that there's proper communication between your team, ensuring that every individual in your team is just as focused towards the goal as you are is very important. Next is continuous improvement. The iterative process that we are implementing is a way of making sure that's always improvement. So every feedback you get, you work upon. Every change you have, you work upon. This ensures that your performance over time keeps on improving. So first, we're going to see improved project delivery through this. So the transition of agile practices at the said company or corporation led to faster project completion times, enhancing overall efficiency and responsiveness to the market. Next was enhanced quality. Agile methodologies also contributed to significant improvements in the quality of deliverables, reducing defects and increasing reliability throughout. It was also increased customer satisfaction. So customer satisfaction saw a notable rise as agile practices enabled more frequent updates and better alignment with client needs through continuous communication and involvement. Next, we're going to discuss the points on agile implementation. So, what is the key challenges in the best principle? The key challenge is to transition from any other model that people are used to over time to an agile process where you guys have to be on your feet, on your tiptoes at all times, ready to implement changes. Next is tailoring agile principles. So, exploring how these principles can adapt to various project types, ensuring flexibility while maintaining the core agile values was also a key point or a challenge. Next is effective agile tools. To share insights on most effective tools used for managing agile products, including software options that enhance collaboration and productivity, also giving up to date project management tools. All of these were also practices, the best practices, as well as points where your key challenges were faced. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do like, share, and also watch the entire video. This is purely educational. So thank you and have a great day ahead.